do this every weekday, Monday to Friday, where I get to serve you the headlines from different Nigerian newspapers, and then we discuss some of the hottest topics. What is trending in Nigeria right now? What are people talking about? We get to discuss it and then open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. So this morning, I have with me the regular 6 newspapers from the Punch to the Vanguard, the Sun, the Daily Thrust, This Day newspaper, and the Nation's newspaper. Now, I'll start with the Punch this morning. The first headline here reads, "Lack of focused leadership responsible for insecurity," says Obi. Oil block licensing will end in April, says the federal government. Emefiele DSS running battles pause as CBN governor resumes. And there is a rider to this story. It says confusion as Secret Service debunks claims of arrest. Governor vows to work under president's direction. Emefiele will chair next MPC meeting, says spokesperson. A video. This one says Tinubu PCC demands Atiku's prosecution. PDP protest. Armed Forces Remembrance 2,140 soldiers, policemen, others killed under Buhari. Now we move to the Vanguard newspapers. Suspected adoption of NJC staff in Abuja causes panic as police keeps numb. Now, suspected adoption of NJC staff, Abuja. It happened in Abuja. It causes panic as police keeps mum. Now, 6 persons to die by hanging in Oshu for mother armed robbery. Chatham House. Peter Obi was stingy, answered questions himself, unlike generous Tinubu. This is said by Kenneth Okonkwo. Now to the Daily Thrust newspaper. Chatham's House, I will destroy structure holding Nigerians down, says Obi. 3 persons in Nigeria wealthier than 83 million Nigerians, a report by Oxfam says. Now also from the Daily Thrust this morning, Jagaban Army PDP campaign calls for Tinubu's arrest. The story is on the Daily Thrust newspaper. Arrest Atiku in 72 hours or get sued, Keyamo tells EFCC. The story on the Daily Thrust. Now over to the Nation's newspaper. Obi refuses to criticize IPOB at Chatham House. That is from the Nation's newspaper. IPOB, Kanu's family differ on Soludo's offer to stand shorty. 1,000 slum kids get learning aids in Oyo, Kwara. Also from the Nations this morning. Now to the Sun newspaper. Service chief's intervention saves Emefiele from arrest on arrival at airport. Inflation declines to 21.34 in December, a report by MBS. The writer here says, expert explain deceleration. 25 million Nigerians at risk of facing hunger in 2023, says a report. We have no hands in your misery, Imo government tells Ugochinyere. Now to This Day newspaper. Atiku, it's too risky to hand over Nigeria to Tinubu or Obi. Okay, and another one here says court approves a foreign medical trip for ex-Lagos AG. That's a Counter General. Policeman killed as gunmen again attack INEC office in Enugu. The story is on This Day newspaper. Now, these are your headlines this morning from the 6 newspapers. We are going to discuss some of the issues in the news. right away. I want you to know that we are streaming live now on YouTube. You could go to YouTube and watch us live there. Leave a comment, subscribe to our page, and also on Facebook. We are streaming there live. I have Rufai Oseni on the line with me this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning, Mary. How are you? How's everything?
I'm fine. We're doing great. How are you doing over there?
Pushing. Lots of work, but pushing.
Great. That's all it's required. Just we keep pushing. Now to the trending story. This story is on all of the newspapers. What happened yesterday at the Chatham's house where Peter Obi spoke. Some people said he spoke well, that they were proud to be Nigerians, that he answered the questions himself. He was able to answer lots of questions. Other people have a lot to say. He says, from the Daily Thrust, he says here that Chatham House, I will destroy structure holding Nigerians down, says Peter Obi. Another one here also says that he promised to do, okay, I can't find it. Okay, one here says that a lack of focus, leadership responsible for insecurity, he says Obi. Now, my question for you this morning, I know you listened to the speech he gave at the Chatham House yesterday and even answered lots of questions. What part of it stood out for you and what part you did not really quite understand?
Okay, I mean, Obi made a very good showing. At least it was a good showing of redemption for us as Chatham House. The format is when you go to Chatham House after your big policy statement, you answer all the questions yourself. And he answered all the questions himself. And he took all the questions, and there was a good following. So kudos to him on that. He hit all the right chords in the speech when he talked about what he was going to be doing in the economy, how he was going to revamp the economy, look for possibilities and all of that. He hit all the right chords. But some things I have quibbles with, in his challenging is the how. Solve the power sector. I don't really see a total grasp of the problems of the power sector by Mr. Peter Obi. And please, people should go and listen to the series I've been doing. Maybe I'll tell them maybe I'll play that series again this week. I've been doing this series with the former TCN, Traditional Company of Nigeria, managing director, Eugene Mohammed. And the problems of the power sector are deeper than just on this. So it's not just producing power and distributing on the grid. He talked about the Siemens deal. It's not just about that. There are many other deals on ground. There's the West African power pool that was not even talked about, and the production possibility across board. So it's not only, creating that Siemens, project or finally finalizing that he said that will produce the power, that will carry over 20,000 megawatts on the grid. The problem of the power sector majorly is as regards to underinvestment. So how are you going to bring the investment in? See, when they privatized the power sector, Nigeria went abroad to meet all the biggest power companies in the world, the likes of Scottish Power and all of them didn't want to come to Nigeria. Why? Because of problems with cost-restricted tariff and business environments. So it's deeper than that, and you need more investment in the sector. And on the flip side of it, they are going to places like, what is it called? They're going to places like Senegal, because Senegal has cost-restricted tariff. I'm in Cote d'Ivoire. Light has not blinked in 3 days. It's expensive, but there's cost-reflective tariff, and you will pay for it. So the problem is deeper, and it's across value chain. So him just saying, yeah, we'll produce that, so we'll put in, it's not as easy as that. And that's why you see, when Mr. Peter Obi went to Egypt and he came back, I remember the first interview I had with him was to ask him, what did you learn from Egypt? Because see, the peculiarity of Egypt is different. It is not just to load up your grid. Bangladesh, I'm very good friends with the ambassador of Bangladesh to Nigeria. Bangladesh increased their power production by over 5 to 10,000 megawatts in the space of how many years? But it's not just to load up power to the grid. What is the sustainability? What's the money model? We need to start remembering the fact that power provision is a business on it, so it's a utility. And the government might not be able to produce that utility. It is private capital investment. And it's deeper than that. So I didn't hear, and it's not only Peter Obi. I've not heard that real solution across board. It's not just only providing the power, distributing the power, the metering. So what becomes of the lot of the discos? There are questions like, are you going to move off this bulk buying agreement, this embed thing we do? Most of the power produced now is a bulk buying. When they buy in bulk, the discos distribute and all of that. So, and that's why you say, so it's not that there are no power stations. Investments are going on here and there. But you see, the question,
okay,
constantly pay for another part that I wanted more clarity on. And I put the question on my yesterday. He said basic education is going to be free. How is he going to pay for it? But the fact that we also have a deficit of 77 trillion, how is he going to pay for it?
He talked about borrowing. He said that big countries of the world, America, Japan, they borrow. That he's going to borrow again. We'll borrow again, but this time we'll put it into good use. So he talked about funding a lot of all these projects through borrowing.
Let's be practical. You're going to borrow again where you have already breached your Fiscal Responsibility Act, where the government can account for how they spent ways and means, where you violated CBN Section 38 of the CBN Act. So it has to be cautious. So, which kind of borrowing are we even going to do? Are you going to be borrowing at the rates that your European Eurobond partners? The rate of borrowing for Nigeria is higher than anything else. It's close to 14-15%. Do you know that Nigeria bond status now is shaky? It's close to 40, with all the multilateral loans you have there, with all the loans you borrow hitherto for infrastructure. So how are we going to eke out the cash? See, we need to be able to, apart from, yes, even if we might borrow, we need to be able to get a financial haircut, a fiscal haircut. And that's the sad reality we all have to see. And that's why some governmental spending must reduce for us to be able to bite the bullet of all the the economic atrocities and mismanagement that has been committed in this administration. So when he uses the word borrow, what will he be borrowing for? Obi will not be borrowing to fund recurrent expenditure, because that would be suicidal.
And he also said anyway, he's going to remove subsidy as soon as he gets there. Like, as soon as he becomes president, the subsidy will go and the funding will be used for something good.
Very 1,000,000% Atia Bokemena, you be robo. Atia Bokemena for him for that. I clap for him because he has to do it. Because subsidy as we speak today is a scam. It's already gone. Let's not deceive ourselves. People are buying petrol for 400 naira per liter in Owerri now. People are buying. How much did you buy? It's not 250 per liter you bought the other day. So we should not even talk subsidy. It's already obvious that subsidy is a big scam on its own. So him saying he will remove it, kudos to him for that. Let's not even go there. It's a scam already. No. I even hate hearing that.
And
subsidy.
He spoke about a lot of things. He talked about corruption. Let me quote what he said. There will be no sacred cow under Obi Dati administration. Our objective is to dismantle this structure of criminality and enthrone competence, character, and capabilities so that talent and ideas can flourish. He also said that since himself, his family, his children, his close relations are not involved in corruption, it will be easy to dismantle the corruption that is now part of Nigerians. In fact, some people said it's already institutionalized.
I mean, it's more than institutionalized. I support him for that. And kudos to him. That's why I say he struck the right chord. Because you see, the system of corruption, the hegemony of corruption, needs to be broken. All right? The system of corruption, the hegemony of corruption is because corruption is a backbreaker. All right?
Yeah.
It's a backbreaker. Destroys all our prospects. It only makes people feed into things they can eat. Let me tell you how corruption works. The government might issue a contract out for 7 billion or 10 billion or 77 billion or whatever the amount might be. Corruption has already taken 10, 15 billion out of the contract because the people in charge will eat, their cronies will eat, their partners will eat, and they keep on widening the net of eating, and it takes out the prospect of the contract. In the end, the man that they finally give the contract to, guess what he does? He now goes to sell the contract. A lot of people there's some people that we call portfolio people in Abuja, that all they do is to take their bags to Abuja, sit down in Abuja, sit down in big hotels like Transcorp and Sheraton, meet with the government, they give them contract, they in turn sell the contract to people, they get their money and move on. That's why Nigeria is where it is today, because of so much rent. That's the problem. So if he can break it, I like that. Because when you reduce corruption, things will be better for all of us. Largely, he struck the right chords. But for me, I want more clarity on the power sector. All right? It's not just saying we'll produce, we'll distribute. No, it's not as easy. If it was that easy, we'll have gotten it done. If it was that, and that's why I say, go and listen to the interviews I had with UG Mohammed. If it was that easy, we'll have gotten it done. Because those interviews are signposts of what the power sector is all about. And there's so much possibility. Nigeria has the capacity to be distributing the power to the whole of Africa. We can make so much money. There's something called the West African Power Pool. And I didn't even hear talk about that yesterday. It takes industry experts to know there's already an infrastructure on ground for it. All you just need to do is to meet up with African Development Bank and look at how the West African Power Pool such a way can, because you see the cost of production on power in Nigeria it's way cheaper than some other sub-region or parts of the sub-region. So maybe he needs to get more technical, understanding.
I don't think any of the presidential candidates have really talked so much on on the electricity in details. I think they just talk about it, but not in details. And we wouldn't have gotten this detail if not for the interview and some of the revelations that are coming up when you spoke to
of them, you get. But it is also sad, because if you want to run a country like that, you must go and do your research. It must be deep, it must be detailed. Then secondly, because, the question about basic education came about when a lady, Cambridge, PhD candidate in Cambridge, asked him, are you going to have PPP partnership?
Yes.
For basic education? And then he answered and he said, okay, basic education will be free. I get the intention, but has it costed it? Quality basic education. Let me just give you a hint, Mary. It was said, there was some literature that said Obafemi was at a point spending close to 1/3 on his budget, to make primary education free in the Western region. That thing doesn't compete. It's easy to talk when it's campaign, but when you crunch the numbers to create quality will also involve materials, teachers, sustainability of the school. What's the format like? So that's where we need clarity. Also, he talked about health insurance. Yeah, getting health insurance is good. If we revamp the NHIS, we can be able to do that. But what's the premium? At what cost is it going to cost us? Because it's not going to come easy. So if we do that, then make investment in the hospitals and other things like that. But the question is, what's the cost? So except if it's not going to change the structure of the budget, that the budget will be largely welfare. We take a lot out of security, we put it to the bulk of the economy, which will also be investing in health and education. So he must be able to give us a mix, really. He must be able to give us, because you see, any president that comes into Nigeria now, Mary, we're already in dire straits. We hit the ground running. The country is bleeding, and it needs to show forthrightness. Me, if I'm not a presidential candidate, please don't get me wrong. I'm not running for presidency or anything. But if it were to be any sensible presidential candidate out there, you are hopeful, you should be able to have your mock budgets as we speak today. Because your mock budget of how you are going to have your first fiscal spending, that's how to plan. That's how to plan.
But looking at the reaction from online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media platform, you could see that there was hope. Many Nigerians were hopeful when he spoke. Some even said they got goosebumps. They were happy that someone Nigerian came and was able to answer for himself. He also talked about agitation, that what he's going to do concerning agitation, different groups coming up to demand stuff, that he's going to try and speak to these people. That the reason why people form groups to fight against government is because they are not given what they want. They are unemployed. So if he employs these people, the youth, and engage them and he put them in governance, include them in governance, the agitation is going to stop. So he spoke on a lot of areas.
I mean that's a given, and he's always said that he will engage agitators. And there was another question that was asked, which I just felt was being tricky, and I think it's the normal political zinger against Peter Obi that he has not condemned IPOB. That's all lies. The empirical facts that on 1,000,001 times, and he's constantly condemned the actions. So, most importantly, what is agitation? Why are we having agitation? We're having agitation because of injustices. What does the national anthem say? To build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Is justice reigning in Nigeria as we speak today? No. So once you don't have justice, you have agitations. So if you can truly make justice and the rule of law reign,
okay,
and to a large extent,
we're going for commercials now. I've been told we need to go for. When we return, we'll talk about Atiku arrest in 72 hours. Keep it here. We'll be back after this.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20K free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 Naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
Dogo, you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20K free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 Naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and Coldberry ice cream. Delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and Coldberry ice cream at 11 Road by Festa Avenue, Festa Town. 28 at Denira Ogusanya Street, Surulere. 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.
Baraka, mommy is calling you.
Hey, Risi, Joe, please buy me chill drink from Dogo.
you there outside? I beg, help us bring one chill drink, come.
Risi, sorry, please check if it's your daddy that's at the door. You that your line had been blocked. How did you get the credit that you're using, Ke?
I linked my NIN to my MTN line and got 20k free airtime.
Yes, so link your NIN to your MTN line today and get 20,000 naira bonus airtime. Visit any MTN center near you to begin.
Mommy, where are you going?
MTN Experience Center, of course. You think it's only you that like good thing, eh?
Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for a place to relax and find comfort, the right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Muritala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's how that do.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist, you know. That's how that do.
24/7 around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tunji Bakari. I've been a medical doctor for over 20 years, and sometimes I have to recommend my patients leave the country to get urgent care. But with 5G, I don't need my patients to spend enormous amounts of money to fly out. I can consult real time with experts all over the world without needing to get a visa. Even monitoring patients with heart conditions or patients that are at risk of other ailments alone at home can be done with the wearable technology 5G facilitates. Even though I'm a doctor, I keep having to convince my patients this is real, not magic. Bridge the gap with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speeds, seamless buffering, and applications that can only be possible via its quality data capabilities. No pichuju, now MTN 5G. Now available on iPhone. MTN, what are we doing today?
We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. Welcome back from the commercial break. This is the front page review, and we are looking at the hot stories. Here we have the Atiku story. It said, arrest Atiku in 72 hours or get sued, Keyamo. Now, in a letter signed by our correspondent, Keyamo cited one Mr. Michael Achimugu, said to be a whistleblower who released an audio clip on how Obasanjo and Atiku allegedly collided to use registered companies upon assumption of office using trusted allies as shareholders and directors to fleece the nation's fund while in the saddle as president and vice president between 1999 and 2007. So Keyamo is saying they should arrest Atiku in 72 hours. That's what is trending. Rufai.
Okay, so two things. Let me talk about inflation first.
Okay.
Oh, good. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
When the CBN was doing most of their monetary tightening policy and all of that, and I kept on making the argument then that all of this would make sense if the inflation numbers start to trend downward. Yeah. My argument was correct. That yes, the inflation numbers have started to trend downwards.
Yes.
21.4 to 21.34. So my argument was correct that all the tightening, increase in interest rates, these monetary policies, reduction of cash, reduction of all of that people are complaining about, then definitely is to attack inflation, and that was correct. So I think the monetary policy that we're kicking at the end of the Naira redesign and layer, I think everybody should support it. because it makes an empirical logical sense because you are seeing inflation numbers come down. And Emefiele did resume work yesterday. And anyway, there was a little back and forth, but DSS has come to say they didn't harass him, they didn't go to the office or anything. Concerning Atiku, the story has been making the rounds. I think the PDP cannot show. I think they should bring about a robust, rebuttal about the issue, because I heard Dino Melai on TV, and for me, me, I'm a man of logic in arguments. They asked you questions on the allegations, but you kept on saying, no, we don't person from Adam. Those are not the questions. The question, you said the voice was photoshopped. Those are not the questions. The question is this voice the candidates? Number one. Number two question, what's your response to the allegations?
Mm-hmm.
3, was there an SPV? 4, what was the outlook on this from the nation? And those are the 4 cardinal points. And Festus Keyamo has laid out his arguments yesterday. And I think probably they should meet in court as well. Because, if the security authorities does not, then they should meet in court if he has a case, or he can set up a prima facie case against him. Because you see, it's not just by saying, because most of the arguments I've heard, and I also did raise this, with a couple of people on the interview when I had the interview on TV show. And the argument they keep making is that we don't even know the guy, we don't want to respond to it. And I'm like, no, it's an allegation. Everything is on the table leading up to the campaign. And you need to respond to it. I don't just say, no, we don't know the guy, they doctored our voices. No. It is when we get to court, they can even now do a forensic verification if the voice was doctored or was an original call. But true. You need to give a robust, and if a robust result doesn't come, then it should go to the courts. So Keyamo has said he's going to go to court if nothing happens. Let's see if it's going to court and let this be tried out. It's politics season, so everything is on the table.
Thank you so much, Rufai Oseni, for your talk this morning, your contribution, your analysis.
Bless you, Barry.
Have a great day. 0700 903 903 903. What is your take? Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, this is Great Baby calling from Ijebu.
Welcome, Mr. Great. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I wonder why they bring Nigerian, the presidential contender always go to this Chatham House. I don't know whether is that our house or just second coalition by British. I'm very angry. They're supposed to be and speak to us. It's real. You are going to accept them, not pretend. Are we still in British colonization by now? Issue of agitation. Let me go this way. You can remember 2017 when this agitation started. In Southeast, let me say just in Southeast, we are agitating with only flag. People are gathering. There's no violence. There's nothing. You can tell me just what Nigerian army did, in Southeast. When they start shooting innocent youth, you can see that brother shot by army. They take the cops away. That to be found. They continue. They do the monster in Southeast. I'm telling you, if you go to Southeast, they can anger in Southeast. I'm telling you, you can't believe what you're hearing from all this youth. They are ready to pay price. They are ready to die because if when they see Nigeria, they see them as their enemy. When they see Nigeria, they see them as their enemy. I think honestly speaking, this is what's happening in Ojota. When you together, they're agitating. It is what Nigerian police just go there and start shooting them. Is that how the police people don't see how the police outside? One thing Nigerian government failed to know, failed to understand that you must go, you must learn how to talk to people. God's approach cannot solve the Nigerian problem. If you like, bring 1 million soldiers. I've asked you this question. Please, can you tell me how many army checking points or how many police checking points? Just go, we can tell us how many are there in Southeast. But still, are still operating.
Thank you so much.
So they have to, my brother, my sister, they have to know how to run a government.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Please, when you call in, I would like you to respond to the headlines that you have heard. I know you have things you want to talk about, but we have headlines. So follow the headlines, follow the conversation so you don't deviate to another thing entirely. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Mary, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Peter Monse. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Mary, since yesterday, there is no light in Bajulaye Road. As I'm talking to you now, my other phone is dead. This one, I have only 10%. And up to now, normally when we come back with midlight in the night, sometimes they bring it 5:20 a.m., sometimes 4:17 a.m. This one, since yesterday I came back up to this moment, no light. Now Peter is talking about the fact that this year, if he's voted in, that we will have 7,000 megawatt, next year 25,000 megawatt. And I want to say this, Mary, from his speech at Chatham House, and here, APC people are saying that they should arrest Atiku Abubakar, that he was using SPV. And the other day, Atiku Abubakar was like, Tinubu, I am the one that stopped you when I was the custom officer from bringing drugs in Nigeria. Is this what these people and their party, is that what we look for? After all, who is APC, who is PDP? It is those who were in PDP destroying Nigeria that move into APC and then destroying Nigeria further and want to bury Nigeria. They could not give us light. That up till now we are still talking about, we are still paying for darkness in Nigeria. I think if Nigerians, I don't want to say we have sense, but we have sense. But if we can put our thinking caps on, no Nigerian, I'm saying that if no Nigerian will talk about APC again in this country, because all the promises they made to us, they lied, and today they cannot deliver, and then they are still talking. So why are they the enemies of this country? Because when APC people come out to talk, you cannot buy rice, you cannot buy bread, you cannot buy groundnut, you cannot buy banana, these small things that we buy for our children and for ourselves. You cannot buy. Up till now, Nigeria is still carrying jerry can to look for fuel all over the place, like yesterday when I was coming back. Some ladies are looking for fuel, carrying jerry can in their hand. What type of disgrace is this that APC has brought to Nigeria? Yeah. And they still like to campaign. Look, Nigeria, can we just say enough is enough to APC and then move forward? Try this, Peter Obi, because he told us what he would do. If we tried PDP, it didn't work. We tried APC, it didn't work. Is it a crime to try Labour Party?
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. Because
he delivered in Anambra State. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution. Now, if you listen to the speech yesterday that Mr. Peter Obi gave at the Chatham House, I want to ask you, what part stood out for you? What part did you like? What part did you really enjoy? And what part you did not quite understand? Let's talk about that, what he spoke about at the House yesterday. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, my sister.
Welcome to the program.
It's me, Ibrahim from Blaza.
Welcome, good to have you. Go ahead.
I'm very happy to hear about this voice. You know, I was talking about what Peter will be talking in London yesterday. Talk is cheap, my sister. Talk is very cheap. You know, if you are not there, you're outside. You can be saying whatever you want to say. I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, I will do that. Look at what Rufai is saying about the education minister.
Okay, what part did you not really get in the speech?
What Mr. Obi is talking about education? You cannot do anything about our education the way I'm looking at it, and electricity. You understand? Look at what he said about the electricity. Look at what he said about the education. You understand me? If you listen very well, and again, I want to quickly say something. Peter Obi, the supporter. You know, they should listen when people are criticizing Peter Obi. They like to criticize other opponents. But if you try to criticize their own, on good way, they will attack you, they will come for you, all these things. What Peter Obi are saying about electricity, I don't think that man can do anything. And again, about the education. You understand? And I want to ask you one question. Our inflation, is it drop or high again?
No, it's dropping. It's dropping.
Okay, I do kudos to them, the central bank, about the work that they,
Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim.
Have a nice day, my sister.
Yeah, thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to join the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Like Chief Aloy.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome, Chief
Aloy. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. What I want to say, I thank the man first caller. This if they're talking about APC. Before, I think in a fake medicine we get now, APC, before APC, the work, where you have headache, and drink may go cure everything. But now, if people are talking about APC, all these people, when they talk, what we are talking now is the condition of our country, condition of people, masses, no food, no money, nothing else. Now, nothing is going. Oh, person, anything where hungry person now, you no go fit to buy and chop. If you want buy rice now, mama put, you take 500 naira, you no go bless food you. You take 1,000, you no go. People will carry 4 or 5 children, waiting they go do. Anything about APC, let them live about it. And anybody when they support APC, let the person God look whether the person is there, unless you are under the party.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much.
So I don't want to hear APC for my life. This thing. Let we talk other parties.
Thank you. Thank you. Voice of the People, 98.3 FM. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sister Mary.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and your location?
God bless, Sister Mary.
Yeah, thank you.
Normally, Deacon Ike from Orile.
Okay, welcome, Deacon Ike. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Bit of this performance at Chatham House yesterday was, I don't know the word to describe it. Can I say terrible? The finest so far, and satisfactory, and hopeful. In fact, put together, he did marvelously. He did not delegate any answers to anybody like the previous ones. Well, I know Nigerians, we have already got a mindset for whoever is going to vote. I know. Had it been that Nigeria is a country that is too much enlightened, like overseas, UK, USA, France, and other countries, that based on debate, ability, competency, head, and other things, attributes for the president of a country. Believe me, better will sell. If more easier than any other thing. I'm not saying this is said, but no, that's the truth. I'm a deacon of the Lord. I cannot see good thing and say it's bad. God forbid. I cannot do that because it's a sin against me then. But Nigeria they don't care about that. You see, I don't know.
Thank you so much, sir.
We've tried PDP, APC. APC currently is on throne now. What are we experiencing now? Murder, killings, hunger, disruptions, every other thing. And you promise that you still go for the people that are killing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Deacon Ike. Thank you so much, Deacon.
I'm afraid.
For your contribution.
I'm always obedient. Yes, I'm obedient. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call in to join the conversation on the front page review. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program. What's your name and your location?
I am Pastor Kichuku calling from Ijedodo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I want to comment on the press interview on the Chatham House yesterday by Peter.
Yes.
Yeah, all Nigerians should be able to judge for themselves. It's not a thing to hide about. All the presidential candidates have been invited there. How many of them answered the question correctly? He talked about power. He talked about the money we are owing. Every country is owing very quite well. But what are you using the money you borrowed to do? So he explained to Nigeria what he's going to do. He didn't say he's not going to borrow. He's going to borrow but to invest. And when you borrow to invest, you'll be able to pay back your debt. So I want to comment on the issue that he did excellently well above all of them. And I believe by the grace of God, by next month and by March, he will be sworn in as Nigeria's next president. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor. And let's take some WhatsApp messages this morning. Then we'll move to YouTube. Oh no, let me start with YouTube messages before we go to WhatsApp. I always do WhatsApp first. Now from Femi Bash says lack of electricity in Nigeria is a deliberate attempt by some people for their selfish gains. With the right leadership, it can be fixed. Okay, Adekunle Adegboyega says, how I wish Peter Obi become the president of Nigeria, and I will come back to Nigeria to assist children, mostly orphanage, and a lot of want to come with good ideas. I mean, I know you want to say a lot of us wants to come with good ideas. Femi Baj also says here, even if we don't have any reason in the world to vote for Obi, let's vote him because of his performance at the Chatham House. He was presidential, no sharing of questions or balabu brum brum. You're speaking in tongues. Thank you so much for your message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome, Mr. Frank.
Good morning, Mary.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, hello,
where are you calling us from
B.
today? Where are you calling us from today?
I'm calling from Ikeja.
Okay, welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, on P2B's display at the Chatham House, I think he was quite eloquent and resourceful in what he's going to do for Nigeria. All ears heard it. All eyes saw him. But one thing I have maintained is very simple. P2B being an Igbo man, if he's the one to turn Nigeria into Japan, into China, into United States, a developed country, believe me, Buhari will not hand over to him because he is an Igbo man. So no matter what he says at Chatham House and all that, there is no way they will want to hand over to him. Because the people behind Nigeria or heading Nigeria today don't want development. That is my own.
Are we not the one to vote? Is he going to hand over, whether he likes it or not? He will hand over to the winner. We are the ones to vote.
Okay, let's watch and see.
Go out and vote, Mr. Frank. Vote for your choice.
Okay. I want to quickly mention about the other one you talked about. Imo State government saying that they don't have hand in Ugo Chinere's travails, burning of his house. Is that what he said?
Yes, you're right.
Good. I want to support Imo State government. Imo State does not have any hand in that Ugo Chinere's travails. What happened there is state-sponsored attack. Do you know that we have up to 20 policemen that afternoon that were in that house for that meeting? But none of the policemen countered the attackers. They watched them, said those places are blazed, and then vehicles are blazed, killed people, and yet those people left scot-free. Police did not fire a gun. What that tells you is that people that came there are military men, that this guy has a hoodlum. Police can never challenge military men in a confrontation. They now call them unload gunmen. What they're now trying to do is to invade that city of Okonkwo. I tell you that
Thank you so much, Mr. Frank. I think you got the longest time today.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yes, let's take messages from WhatsApp. Good morning, Mary. Chatham House is for real men that understand the business and not for booga dancers. Okay, let me get the message now. Okay, not for booga dancers. Peter Obi really impressed me yesterday, especially the way someone is calling and distracting me from reading this message. It's on WhatsApp. Let me try and take it again, please. Do not call WhatsApp. Just call the phone lines. They are open. Okay, say Buga dancers. Peter Obi really impressed me yesterday, especially the way he answered the questions himself. With his wealth of experience, Nigeria will be great again if he emerges as the president by next month. From HRH BC Nwoko in Oshodi. Thank you for your message. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Sister Mary. Please, I want to know if those in authority do hear all this being discussed in the media. From KC Unoha from Ojo Alaba. Thank you. And another one here says, good morning, presenter. Comrade Peterson says, Mary, can you see the difference between potential and, okay, I can use that word, responding to questions with facts and figures? Look at the way he responded to the question. I could, okay. Thank you so much for your message. I cannot take more calls. I have to go now. My time here is up, but I appreciate your contributions this morning. I'll be here again, same time, on your dialing station, The Voice of the People. My name is Mary Onaifia Debbie.
Around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Risi, where's your sister?
She's in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, call her for me.